Hey everyone, welcome to the Tuesday night live session. I'm Jacqui Lewis. I'm the clinical nutritionist for BN Multi, and every week we meet here on the BN Multi page to talk all things bariatric, nutrition and health. Each week we have a different topic we cover, so you won't want to miss one. This week we're talking healthy salads that don't leave you starving. We're trying to change the idea that salad is iceberg lettuce and a couple of tomatoes. So stay tuned for that. We'll discuss the poll from last week where we captured your thoughts on eating salads. And that was an interesting mix of results, and I'll go through that in a minute. Then I'll answer all of your questions. So each week, if you're part of our BN Bariatric Facebook group, which 8,000 people are, so if you're not, you better get a hold of it. And every week in the group, we give you different opportunities to put your questions about anything, really. Some are questions about the topic of the week. If you're not sure what we're going on about, you can ask for more information. Others are just things that are happening for you as you go along your journey. So everyone's at a different point, and as you would know, everybody's journey is different. So you're always welcome to put your questions and comments in the group. The community will often answer and give some great answers as far as their own experience goes, which is always really helpful. And then I'll come in on a Tuesday night and hopefully get to answer them in a bit more detail if needed. And generally through the week when I'm in there, I'll also comment and help you out. So please, no question is we answer all questions as far as we can. Questions that are outside of our realm will also point you in the right direction. So also, if you're feeling that you're looking for more support from a professional standpoint, we also have contact with the majority of the Australian bariatric dietitians. So we can also point you in the right direction as far as personalised care goes as well, which we always recommend because the journey is a long one and it can be long and winding. It's always really good to get regular professional input. The reason for that is they'll check your nutrient levels and make sure that you're meeting your needs from a nutritional standpoint. And then if anything is starting to change, you'll catch it really quickly if you're in contact with someone who's watching over that as well. Saves you a lot of time, a lot of wondering, a lot of guessing, and a lot of frustration sometimes when you're not getting the results that you want as well. It's a good time to just cut to the chase and go and ask for help. And so what I'm going to do now is I'll go through the poll. So I'll share the screen again. I've got to get it in the right position. I've also been asked to zoom it in a bit, so I'll do that too, make it a bit bigger. Now I've lost where I need to be. This week's blog in the news covers salads and how to build them and boost them so they're not leaving you hungry, and just how to make them interesting. So I think a lot of people get turned off salad when, you know, you pick up that soggy bag of iceberg lettuce and a few other things from the supermarket, but you can make it quite a fulfilling. It has become a bit of a main now in recent years. You can quite happily at most restaurants and cafes, you can find that there's a wholesome kind of gutsy salad on the menu. So we asked in the group this week, what are your thoughts on eating salad as a meal? Like, it used to be just a side or a starter or something like that. And now the focus is on kind of how to fill it out. I love how many responses we get. So thank you all for being so interactive and interested. 109 people said, I eat protein-packed salad, like adding chicken or pulled beef. Especially winter, it's really easy to cook those kind of meats ahead of time. So then on the weekend, you could do like a slow roasted chicken and just pull all the meat off that, and then another, either a beef or like pork or something like that. And then you've got, you know, meats to choose from that you add to your baked vegetables and that sort of thing. 37 votes said, I don't eat a salad for my meals. 21 said I add veggies to my salad instead of plain old iceberg lettuce. Yay. 11 said I buy salad bowls from the supermarket and I add. This is a good thing if you're on the go or if where you work is near a supermarket. Often this is a good option. Buying or bringing along your own sort of protein, roast chicken, boiled eggs, that sort of thing, and then buying a salad bowl. Often when you're out and about, the trickiest thing is to get enough protein. And even when you go to like the sumo salad bars and that sort of stuff, often it is hard to get the balance that you guys need as far as protein and veggies go. And I think that's where it leaves you hungry. If you buy a salad, often it's just bulked up with rocket leaves and stuff at the bottom, and then the top of it might look nice and, you know, eventful. But then as you kind of eat the top off it, it's kind of dressed up lettuce leaves, and it can be a bit dissatisfying in that regard. 7 people said I buy an on-the-go salad bowl from the shops. 5 said lentil or chickpea-based salads with tuna or salmon, lemon and olive oil dressing, onion, capsicum, corn and coriander, which I've found in recent times people either love or absolutely hate. There seems to be no middle ground with coriander. There's even a Facebook group called I Hate Coriander, and I thought that's really interesting. Someone was saying the other day it's something to do with receptor sites in the brain that are deciphering what you think of coriander. So there you go. 5 votes said I make my own dressings. Recently we did a book, an ebook that you can download, which is a group of homemade dressings that are pretty good, if I do say so myself. You can get them on the website at bnmulti.com. We have a range of ebooks you can download for this kind of thing. There's a winter warmers recipe book. There's a warm salads recipe book coming out, believe it or not. And we also have the make at home salad dressings, and I use them on a lot of our meals just to, you know, if it's just chicken and some veggies, it often tastes a bit more interesting if it's got something nice on the top of it. And those kind of things come with omegas, extra nutrients. I'll often use like black sesame seeds. They've got a really good nutritional profile. Even normal sesame seeds are very high in calcium. So things like tahini, making tahini-based salad dressings is probably one of my favourites, and it's just tahini and yogurt and lemon juice and garlic, and that's pretty special. It tastes really creamy and it gives a bit more depth to your, you know, your basic meat and veg. So I've always got that. I just put it in the NutriBullet, put all the ingredients in and blitz it, and it's done. So it's not like it's arduous, and it's packed with nutrition. So those kind of options, and the salad dressings that we've showcased in the ebook are all made from kind of whole food ingredients, and compare that to something that you buy in a bottle in the shops, and you can't go past it. The other thing you can do with salad dressing is swap out normal vinegar for apple cider vinegar, which also has its own group of health benefits as well. So there's heaps of ways to make salad fulfilling, interesting, and nutrient dense as well. So I love that 109 people have been eating protein-packed salad. Happy to hear that. And also, yeah, looking at these quick on-the-go options that you're still really thinking about, you know, how do I, if I am busy or if I'm out and about, what do I do as far as meeting my needs? And these quick salad bowl things, I've also found if you're in an area where you can get Vietnamese salads, they often have enough meat in them, and they're not all filled up with, you know, lettuce. And they also have, you know, some nuts and seeds and that sort of stuff in it. So they do, I often opt for, I eat a lot of Asian if I'm out and about, because they tend to have the right balance of stuff that we're looking for as well. Very good. You've done a great job, and thank you once again for participating in the poll. I think there's another poll this week as well. There's one most weeks. The Friday quiz has been a bit funny. Last week's was about some guy who was yeah, we'll go through that later, doing a lot of multitasking. We'll call him a multitasker. So if anyone saw that, you'll know what I'm talking about. So that's salad. This week's blog in the news on Wednesday, I've done a big article that kind of breaks it all down. There's also an infographic. I wonder if they've put it in here. No. No. And there's an infographic on how to stack a salad. So it's easy to eyeball it and look at kind of what you might put in there. A couple of hints are things like baking pumpkin. I just buy, one pumpkin, one cauliflower, sweet potato, those kind of cook in advance kind of veggies. Pumpkin, I'll put grated ginger and also some cumin. And I'll also layer that with some olive oil and bake it. And then if you've got kind of a range of baked vegetables, you just add those to maybe some leaves, maybe some lentils or chickpeas or something like that. I always make sure I've got veggies cooked ahead of time, because that's when things will fall apart. If you're hungry and you open the fridge and there's no vegetables ready, you'll opt for something else that's more carb loaded. Because it's easier. So always have, and winter's good like that, because we've always got those kind of dense root vegetables on hand because they're what's in season. So good ideas are things like grilled eggplant, capsicum. You can char it so it has a bit more flavour. And even the marinated, like the antipasto style, I use a lot of artichokes. Get my artichokes at Costco. They're the best ever. And they come in a massive jar. And they're the whole artichoke heart, but they're just I don't know where they're getting them from, but they're particularly good. So things like that. At dinner time, I'll pull out condiments, veggies, kind of those antipasto, like a little bit of feta, some olives. I've always got kind of those things on hand. So you pull out your baked veggies, you've got feta in the fridge, you've got some olive oil, there's always lemon on hand, that sort of stuff. Or you've got, 2 of those homemade dressings that we've offered ready to go. And generally with the amount of food that a weight loss surgery patient can eat, you've got, if you cook up 1 cauliflower and 1 pumpkin, you've almost got a week's worth of food there. And being prepared with your meats as well, soft meats or things that you enjoy. Or if you're on the go, looking at quick options like pre-packed. I don't often love to include deli meats in the diet terribly, like every day. But they are handy, and like places like Aldi and the supermarkets have those 150-gram packs of, they're very slim. You can just chuck it in your lunchbox, and you know that you've got turkey or ham or something on hand. Turkey's got a bit more protein than ham does, and it's a little less kind of processed and salty. Turkey and hummus is a bit of a favourite in our family. So I always have hummus. We always have like 1 kilogram of hummus in the fridge. And the teen particularly enjoys that, which I think I'm pretty happy about that. And so that's the poll and the salad bizzo. This is answers that we had for salad. My go-to lunch is usually a salad bowl I get from the supermarket. Why the supermarket? Because they're nice and fresh. And that can be a good point. Like some places that don't have a high turnover, you'll find, you pick up the bag of salad and everything's sitting down in the bottom of the bag and it's a bit soft. So find, your favourite place to buy it from. Some of those salad mixes aren't bad. I will say that the minute a vegetable is cut or peeled, or we do something to it, that's the point where we start losing nutrients. So if you're cutting up your own onions and capsicums from the get-go, that they'll have more nutrition in them than something that's been in a bag in the supermarket for a week and it's been cut for that long. So that's just as oxygen gets to contact with the food, it will start to break down the nutrients. Particularly B group and vitamin C are quite delicate. B group don't like heat, and others don't like the antioxidants. Obviously, when oxygen is on the scene, they start to get gobbled up. So that's a bit of a side note, is that if I was buying a paw, I would always opt for a full one and cut it myself when I'm ready to eat it, because I know that the half one is losing its nutrition on the way home. Same with juices. If they've been juiced and they're sitting, they'll be losing nutrients as well. And they're still, it's not bad, but you just know that optimally, if you've cut it, what came home with you is still there generally. Christina said she adds protein to her salads and a lot more than lettuce. I enjoy a salad with a salad and seed nut mix. This is something I do as well. The seeds and the nuts make it crunchy and they will make it more interesting. And you can buy like mixes of like linseed and coconut and almonds in that scoop and weigh part of the supermarket. There's often there's a range of different seeds and nuts. Those you can just lightly toast in a frying pan and just, toast a whole stack. So you've got a jar full and that way you use them all the time. And that just adds interest. It's like you've got your veggies and that sort of stuff. And then you've got this punch of, crunchy nuts and seeds. So and they're packed with nutrients, minerals. Pumpkin seeds particularly are high in zinc, magnesium in your nuts and seeds, that sort of thing, and really healthy fats. So they'll also keep you satisfied. They're crunchy and they will also keep you full for a bit longer. Christina's got it going on with her salads, cucumber, pomegranate, beetroot, baby rocket. The beetroot you can buy in the roasted beetroot prepared is very handy. It's probably better than the one in the tin. And it's just on hand. I'll also buy the full beetroot, wrap them in foil and just roast them for about an hour. And then the peel just pops off them and you can cut them up and use them in your salad. Very nice with some balsamic. And I will say balsamic and olive oil, well, they just make everything taste yummy. I think I'm going to Christina's for a salad. Another salad is lentils with salad, nut and seed mix with pomegranate and wine vinegar and oil. That'd be nice. And I think we underestimate the power of a pulse or a legume. So you can also swap out your meats for chickpeas and lentils and that sort of stuff. Always just make sure you rinse them. And if you're preparing them from scratch, there's a particular way to soak and cook them so they don't give you bloating and gas. And a lot of people are turned off chickpeas and lentils and that sort of things because they've eaten them and they've been badly prepared. And that's when you get that gassy, smelly, uncomfortable feeling from eating beans, is when the lectins and the, I think it's phytates and lectins that build in the water. And if you don't soak them and cook them properly, they're still there and they upset your gut. They also will block nutrient absorption of some minerals. Shirley said she loves salad. It doesn't give me that full feeling like when I eat veg. I love salad. It doesn't give me that full feeling when I eat veg. Yeah, and this is why we're looking at adding the fuller vegetables. I think we do tend to think of salad as just a bunch of leaves, and kind of looking at how do we make it into a meal as well. So that's good that we're all giving it a go. Can't eat raw vegetables. Had bariatric surgery 3 years ago and I can't eat raw veggies. I would look at perhaps supplementing and getting some advice on a digestive enzyme, and you can take that before you eat, and that actually helps to break these things down that are tricky. It's just something that you can try. If you have them some people take them directly with a meal at the same time. Some people take them half an hour before, and it just means that gives you the enzymes that you're missing in your tummy that'll help to break it down. Sometimes it's low acid and low enzymes, but yeah, that'd be a shame to miss out on a raw veg. The other thing is there are some great options as far as enzymes in the fruit and veg. So things like kiwi fruit and pawpaw and pineapple, they all have these helpful enzymes in the food that actually do help with digestion. So in this situation, if you were my individual person that I was seeing, I would often recommend to try that, just starting to include those foods, particularly kiwi, pawpaw and pineapple in your diet regularly, and just seeing what that can do. Julie says she can't eat lettuce but love other salad veggies. I'm with you on that one. I just don't know, it doesn't add anything to my life. I like spinach. I don't like too much spinach because it also has, I think everyone's gotten very excited about spinach and they're putting it into smoothies and all that sort of stuff. And sometimes a raw food diet can be a bit hard. It's harder to digest and your body has to work quite hard. So when you look at people who do try, veganism and plant-based diets, often they are, the tummy does get a bit of a workout, and it can be that there's too much of that raw food in the mix. And particularly it depends on the time of the year. This time of year, we're really geared to be eating those warm, slow, like root vegetables and that sort of stuff. So it's, again, looking at what's in season and really going with the seasons. So I think we might all agree that as the weather gets colder, we're kind of looking for more food, and sometimes like different food, like, soups and casseroles and slow cooked meals, which are also great for bariatric tummies because the proteins are all nice and loose as well in the slow cooked. But it's looking at what time of year is it, what's in season, and usually that's what our bodies are meant to be experiencing at that time. I think if you went through the winter time eating rocket and iceberg lettuce, you'd just feel like it's kind of empty, doesn't whereas in summer that's kind of invigorating. It's what your body's looking for at that time of the year as well. Helen likes cooked veggies. Sometimes raw upsets my tummy, so we've got a few in that same boat. Not sure why, especially carrots. Carrots are hard to break down. But they're also very good because a lot of weight loss surgery patients are very low in vitamin A. So anything orange is going to be your best friend, like pawpaw, carrot, all the capsicums and that sort of stuff have all got that beta carotene in it, which is transformed into vitamin A. But yeah, again, try lifting your enzymatic activity maybe with some food or some digestive enzymes, and they're pretty easy to get from the pharmacy. Health food shop is always a good place to go for those kind of things because you'll get good sound advice. A lot of the people who work in the health food shops are qualified, like nutritionists and naturopaths and that sort of thing. So they often, if you go in and tell them what's going on and that you've had this particular surgery, they'll often give you really good guidance as far as what might be helpful. Here is more talk about salads. I tend to use the word poke bowls as opposed to the word salad. It has a mixture of everything. So that's popping up. I don't know if you've seen it around. I'm trying to think of the name of it. There's a franchise that's popping up around in Queensland that I know of, and probably in other states too. And it is those salad bowls. I will say not cheap. And you got to watch it because you walk in and go, oh, I'll have, some salmon and they have all these, a list of all these different things you can add to it. And I think the first time I had this bowl of salad, it was about $27. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was very yummy, but I just don't know. I just didn't see the value in, it was a lot of lettuce and rocket on the bottom, a lovely dressing, and then some nice toppers. But they have things like edamame, which is really lovely. And they're very good for women particularly. They're a soybean, the green pod, and they're rich in protein. They've got some really good phytoestrogens in them as well. So again, it's adding protein through plant-based. The other thing that's my best friend at the moment is the zoodle maker, and that I'll kind of use in place of any leaves. I usually just zip up a zucchini, and it seems to go a really long way. And I use that as a base, with some roasted vegetables and a dressing. And I think that it does two things. It cuts out the stringy rocket stuff, and it also reduces the need for like noodles and carbs to fill out the meal. It tends to serve a few purposes. And I hadn't done it before, but you cook them. You can lightly cook them or put them into your dish at the very last minute. I did that for the first time the other day. So if you haven't got a zoodle maker, you're missing out. You really need one of those. They're brilliant. And Naomi said, my favourite food is salad. I'm starting puree stage. Can you imagine a pureed salad? That'd be interesting. Holy moly, I'm dying to eat some colourful, crunchy food. I bet you are. So thank you again for your input on the salads. And please look out for the blog this week because it's all about how to do it and make it kind of dense and fulfilling and something that you can eat throughout the week and keep it interesting. The other thing is if you've got the same veggies but a different dressing, it's a different salad, right? So it's like a different meal every time you sit down to eat, in my opinion. Friday's brain fiddle. Dave married 2 women without getting divorced. Naughty Dave. Becoming a widower or committing a bigamy. explain. We had some really good explanations for that. And so Dave is a priest who conducted 2 weddings. I thought Dave might have been a distant relative of, you know, great uncle John, who's that colourful person who's part of the family. And prize of the week for Transformation Tuesday. And again, every Tuesday we have an opportunity for us to showcase your wins. It doesn't have to be your weight loss. It can be just, you know, things that you're finding that you're excited about doing now, or even different people are coming up with amazing different outcomes from their weight loss. And as far as I'm confident enough now to apply for a job I never would have in the past. So you can see how this change certainly does, it is life-changing on a whole lot of levels. So keep your Transformation Tuesday stories coming, because they also help everybody else who's not quite sure about whether to do the surgery or not. Who won this awesome prize? And the prize is, oh, these are cute. They're a silver stainless steel transportable hot and cold food box, and part of all of our portionware on the website as well. So now we know you've got to take food everywhere you go. We're trying to make it easy for you, particularly over the winter months. You'll see there's a range of different thermal food containers as well, which in the summer will keep your food cool, but it's always nice to have something warm at lunchtime. And there's the paw I was telling you about. It should be part of a lot of different meals. I love it. So this one's $52 worth of lunchbox. And so you can see how hard wearing it would be. And the winner is Fiona Collins. She's a very active BN Bariatric member, and I know that. Shared her story with us on BN. That's good. Oh, and here's her story. If you want to see it, I'll post it in the group. We also have people who fill out our their full story at length, and we house them on our website under the BN Inspired Stories. Is there a photo? Yes. Oh my goodness, look at you go. Amazing. And it's just incredible how different people look, isn't it? You know, muscly and fit and out there walking dogs and doing that sort of stuff. So it really is quite life-changing. So that is, oh, and what I meant to say, Fiona, is if you're listening, please send us an email to support@bnmulti.com. The other thing we'll do is post the winner in the group on Thursday so that you definitely don't miss out. If you send us an email, just let us know you won the prize. We'll send it out to you. Trying to find my stop share. Of course not. Every week we have a technical. Somehow the controls have ended up down on the bottom screen. Who knows? So can't stop the share. Can we stop the share? No, it's blocking for some reason. So you're stuck with just seeing my screen instead of my. It's a shame, you know, I wash my hair and everything tonight. Sometimes that doesn't happen. So I will acknowledge that throughout our country, things are either opening or closing or changing. And yeah, I think this last week we've had a record number of people join the group, which is fantastic considering we were all, you know, not having the best time, being told we can't go anywhere. But it's nice to see that people are using that time constructively, looking at, you know, how can I benefit my health and what can I do, rather than, I was joking about it the other day and I said, rather than looking at what's on special at Dan Murphy's. So looking at, you know, the choices that you're making, even when, you know, it's an uncertain time, it's stressful and it's not, it's very unusual, to be still pursuing and looking for information on your health and wellness is absolutely amazing. So keep that up, and please keep interacting in the group and asking us any questions you've got, because that helps us to support you better if we've got an idea of the things that you're looking for. If you do have questions about anything, generally if you go to our website, bnmulti.com, up the top is a search window that looks like it would just be good for searching products, which is very good to do. But if you've got a question about, I don't know, let's say sleep, you can put in sleep into our website, and all the articles we've written or anything, any content we've put forward about sleep and health will come up and you'll see it. So each week there's a blog, there's a poll, there's an infographic which breaks down a whole lot of different things to explain in more detail what you do. There's also the squat challenge. Every month we have a different challenge, and this month is squatting, and there's a free download that you can print, obviously, and then record how you're going with your squat challenge. And we're so rapt at how many people are participating and keeping that going. So the goal is 2,000 squats in the month, but I think some people will blow that out of the water, which I never expected. So use it as healthy competition, perhaps. That's, you can motivate each other and keep each other entertained, as well as, you know, get your legs nice and strong and be more confident on your feet. So stick with us, because hopefully we'll provide you with a range of supportive information and community that, you know, makes the journey a bit more fun when it gets a bit wonky. So that's enough from me. I will love you and leave you, and I will see you next Tuesday night. Have a wonderful week and stay safe. Take care, everyone. Now I can't turn it off. There it is, right up the top, hiding. Bye.